I've never met anyone quite like Terry Vo. First, there's the sparkle in his eyes, the smile, then his courage, his calmness, and his spirit. At times you almost forget he's only 10, that he's been through such a terrible ordeal. For Terry Vo is the boy who lost both his hands and his left foot in a freak accident. There he was on Easter Saturday playing basketball, trying a slam dunk, when the hoop and part of a garage wall came crashing down on him. Then came a dramatic world first, intricate, painstaking surgery to save Terry's hands and foot. And the result? Well, see for yourself.
So you've cleaned all this side, but just not the underneath?
Yeah, just this.
Despite the smile, this is painful for Terry Vo.
He's very patient with us.
Today, just 2 weeks after the accident, some of his stitches are being removed. Does it hurt when they come out?
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's it. Through it all, the 6 hours of daily cleaning, rebandaging and relentless physiotherapy, this gentle 10-year-old maintains his patience and his grin. Itchy nose. What signal did you give to say, hey, I've got an itchy nose?
Just like... Bend it right down. Bend, 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 bend.
They may be minuscule movements, but this is a medical wonder.
One, good. See if you can touch it. Go, 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 go. Hands straighten. Good job.
I would like to improve a little bit a day.
Do you feel like you are?
Yeah.
2, 3.
Who would have thought that a collapsing basketball ring could cause such devastating injuries? But Terry can't believe he's alive.
I am really, really lucky.
In what way could it have been worse?
Like, it couldn't have chopped up here where my elbow were, and it could even chop my head off.
I received the call that the ambulance team were bringing in a 10-year-old boy who'd just had an accident, and they were transporting with him 3 limbs which were separated from the body in a bucket.
Hello there, how you going?
Perth plastic surgeon Dr. Robert Love led the medical team from Princess Margaret Hospital for Children.
The very first thought that goes through your mind is incredulity. Surely it's not 2 whole hands and a foot. How could that possibly have happened?
It could have been anyone's backyard. Easter weekend, a child's birthday party, and the children gathered around to play a game of basketball. Terry Vo had the ball, and as he's done in countless other games, decided to slam dunk it. He jumped and grabbed onto the basketball hoop, which was just there, just above the garage, but as he hung on, the brick wall it was attached to gave way.
I was halfway jumping to slam dunk it, and then I said I shouldn't do this, but it was too late. I held onto it, and then the accident happened. Like, it all fell down. I heard the noise.
What was the noise like?
It was just like a cracking, crumbling noise.
It's heavy, quite heavy. Rub down hand, put in hand like this. How can you imagine, like, it cut off straight away? Very strange.
Yes.
Yeah. Awful.
Imagine the scene for Terry's father Tam. His injured son lying amongst the rubble, hands and left foot cut off by the weight and jagged edges of the bricks.
So, you okay, Terry? She said, I'm okay, I'm still alive, I'm okay.
So he said to you, I'm okay, I'm alive.
Yeah.
And do you remember when you actually lost your hands and your foot? Do you remember that happening?
It was pins and needles. It wasn't really hurting much, but I felt it, and it felt like I was shivering. And I could still feel my hands while I was closing my eyes. When I opened my eyes, I saw like my hands were gone. I still felt my legs, so I thought it was still there. So when I stood up, I fell down and then I looked at my leg and he was chopped off.
All we got that night was that we were going to someone called Terry.
As ambulance officers Kerry Hopkins and Rob Perosi raced to help Terry, his severed limbs were being saved by some quick thinking. They were placed in plastic bags and then put on ice in an esky. When Kerry and Rob arrived, they thought they were dealing with a crime, not an accident.
And I said, "What? Who did this to him?" And they said, he did it himself. He was playing. I'm thinking, playing with what? You know, a chainsaw?
Well, it didn't make sense because
Didn't make sense at all, no.
He said, I did it, I was playing basketball, and I'm looking at these severed limbs and thinking, how did this happen playing basketball?
What state was Terry in?
He was the calmest person there. In the midst of all this chaos, there's this little calm boy. And I introduced myself and I said, "Hi Terry, how old are you?" And he said, "I'm 10 and I've got 90 to go." So, yeah, he was lovely. He was very, very calm, the bravest child I've ever met.
I didn't scream, I didn't cry, I didn't do anything. I stayed calm.
How could you stay calm after what you'd just gone through?
I don't know, I just stayed calm, and I learned in school that if you like cut yourself and you like cry and you'll bleed more and you'll lose more blood. So I said it would be important for me to stay calm.
Okay, we've got a 10-year-old boy with amputation of both arms and his left leg.
Okay, Terry, we're just about to move you across onto the bed on the other side.
With Terry's arrival, the emergency department of Princess Margaret Hospital worked to stabilise him, readying him for surgery.
I'm just about to give the morphine now. There we go.
Start going now. Pain now, Terry.
Get plastics and surgery.
Doing very well.
I just thought it was a dream.
Did you? You didn't know? You didn't think it was really happening to you?
And I thought about it and then I knew, but I just keep thinking, I'm like, this is a dream. Don't think about it as real. This is a dream. Don't cry. This is a dream.
So where are we up to? We've spoken to the surgeons. The surgeons are coming down. X-ray's on its way. Someone's spoken with X-ray.
Up to this point, everything was working in Terry's favour. The ambulance had arrived within minutes of the accident. His severed limbs had been cared for perfectly. Now he needed specialist care. But remember, there were 3 limbs that needed reattaching, ideally all at the same time. Never done before. And it was a Saturday night on a holiday weekend. The chances of just getting the specialists together at such short notice have been described as 1,000,000 to 1.
The time is very, very much against you, and you realise very quickly that the clock is ticking. We'd need to run 3 teams synchronously, and we needed a separate scrub team for the orthopaedic side of things. So whilst I was on my way up to theatre, I carried the esky with the parts up with me and organised for them to be x-rayed. So that's his left foot, left hand and right hand. Just on his left foot, you'll see that the foot's actually come off about 7 centimetres above the ankle joint. So this is the ankle joint down here. If you look closely, the shoe is still on. That's the sole of the shoe. And this is the strapping of the shoe. And you see that the bones have been shattered.
This is what the surgeons were faced with, a massive job. For me, seeing these x-rays, seeing Terry's limbs so intact yet so detached, is surreal.
Identify all the structure, get ready for reattachment.
In just an hour and a half, Dr. Love manages to gather a medical team of 19. It's 9 p.m. and medical history is about to be created.
Have the micro instruments, please.
Do we need to get some more of this rubble out?
Yep.
All right.
So jagged are Terry's broken bones, the orthopaedic team has to shorten them by 3 to 4 centimetres to neaten up the joint.
No, we're pretty much ready to go here.
By 10 p.m, they're using metal plates and screws to hold the bones together.
Can we both be stitching, please? Can we have another pair of needle holders?
An hour later, 3 teams of microsurgeons go to work, reconnecting nerves, veins, arteries and tendons.
We got flow in our right hand.
Yeah, that's right. So, Tonya, we're probably about half an hour away from letting this left hand down, and we're going to let it bleed out of the back, so he'll lose a little bit of blood. You might need to cross-match some more blood.
After reattaching the 3 limbs, restoring blood flow to them poses the greatest risk. If it's not done carefully, toxins can spread and poison Terry's small body.
We're not long away from getting the scope in if we can.
I guess you don't have any guarantee that a child can survive surgery like that.
No, there are no guarantees at all. Having said that, it's always life before limb. So if at any stage we felt that in fact the limbs were going to kill Terry, we would have actually taken the limbs off. Another pair of micro scissors too.
3:30 a.m. Less than 9 hours after his accident, Terry Vaux's hands and foot are back where they belong.
Looks beaut, Roger. We were all quite positive with the fact that all limbs were nice and pink. The toes and the fingers were lovely and pink and warm. So obviously all the bandages were then applied. Terry was kept asleep and transferred to the intensive care unit.
Terry woke to find his very relieved parents Tam and Trang by his side. Within days, as this home video shows, this fragile figure was as mobile as he could be.
How did you react to know that you had had both your hands put back on and your foot put back on?
I was really, really happy that it was recovering and the doctor said it will be okay.
Did you think they'd be able to do it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there sending you cards and wishing you well.
For the first week, Terry's recovery was beyond expectation. And then bad news. His foot began to die. It would need to be amputated.
If you can just imagine that the muscles then really died from the inside out, such that the skin was still alive, the blood vessel was still flowing, but the foot was very slowly becoming crippled.
When Dr. Love came in and said, "We have a problem with your foot,"
Yes.
how did you feel about that?
Okay, because they say it might stay alive and it might not stay alive, so I just hope it stay alive. And then when I said I'll take my foot off and put a prosthesis on, you have your leg faster and you can run sooner, I said, yeah, I would like to have that.
Okay, and swing your legs around this way, so wiggle around this way. I've gotcha. So we need to get your arms up there. Can you do a hop for me and hop your body in closer?
That's it.
Good boy. Come behind you, mate.
A fortnight after his accident, and this is Terry's first step into a specially designed frame to help him walk again.
Are you okay? Do you want to lie down for a bit? Yeah? Okay. All right, can we just pull that
In our week with Terry, this strong-willed boy went from an exhausting first try
Right, you tell us when we've done enough and you want to go back, okay?
to taking on and beating the hospital corridor.
You need a rest?
No.
No? You're okay? I need you to stand tall.
I need a hop.
You need a hop, okay? Let's keep moving.
In the next couple of weeks, Terry will be fitted with his prosthetic leg. The movement in his hands may take a lot
Around
longer.
in a circle, so Amy's got to turn the frame a bit faster.
Can you feel the ends of your fingers yet?
Yes.
You can?
Pins and needles.
Pins and needles. So if you were to close your eyes and I was to touch your ring finger, would you know that I was touching your ring finger?
Yeah, because I don't know cold or hot or anything on my finger, but I just know I'm touching something.
Last one, see if we can hold for a count of 3. You ready? Set.
10.
No, 10's too hard.
No.
Do you expect him to be able to make a fist one day, to be able to write, to be able to use a knife and fork?
I'm hopeful that he will be able to do. I'm very guarded in my optimism because it really depends so much on, you know, his dedication to his own hand therapy. I think we're very fortunate to have a very, very positive individual.
Feel good. So good. So good.
It's hard to imagine that anyone could be in such good spirits, confined to hospital with such a long, hard recovery ahead. But then, we're not Terry Vaux. And it's his pluckiness that's affected so many already.
Hey.
How you going, Terry?
Good, thanks.
Nice to meet you, matey.
Like pop idol Guy Sebastian, who dropped by for a chat,
So you like boxing?
a tour of the wards, and a grilling on Kids Hospital Radio.
What address do you live at? in Sydney.
What address do I live at? Well, I live in a place called Palm Beach. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you have a crush on any of the nurses?
No.
Which one?
Why not?
That's one.
You wonder if in the quiet moments Terry thinks about the enormity of what he faces.
That's vacuum head Homer.
Yes.
That's bear.
Certainly you get a sense his parents, Tam and Trang do. These refugees from Vietnam who run a small business in Perth have worked hard all their lives, but perhaps their biggest struggle is coming to terms with what's happened to their only child.
Kiss,
Giờ ở đầu á, cứ bể đầu.
Terry remains philosophical beyond his years.
You heavy?
Now I know how brave I am and how positive and happy I am to be alive and to have all my hands back.
And to learn that about yourself, what's that like?
Really exciting and pretty cool, yeah.
Hello, I'm Sarah Abo. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our Extra Minutes segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.